The first game of Super Wildcard weekend. Colts versus Bills. Bills beat the Colts 24-27 is the final score. It was a great game. Josh Allen, my man, what a show, what a performance. He put that team on his back. The Buffalo Bills seem to be overly reliant on Josh Allen, but Josh Allen seems to have big enough shoulders to put all the weight of that team behind him. He scored two touchdowns through the air, another one running. He was just dominant. They unleashed him. Over the season, they hadn't really ran Josh Allen as much. I guess they were taking care of his body, trying to make him survive the whole season plus the postseason. But he had a lot of design runs, and he was finishing those runs. He was putting his shoulder down. He was trucking people. It's amazing to me seeing Josh Allen play week in and week out, and just having no regards for his body, just throwing it everywhere, throwing his weight around, punishing people. He looks like a running back sometimes, the way he finishes runs. Really impressive stuff by Josh Allen. But we had a crazy finish in that game. Colts are down 3. They're trying to drive. Phillip Rivers has like no timeouts. They're going down the field, and I believe it was number 14, Pascal. He catches the ball. He tries to get up. They punch it. They rule it down by contact, and it goes to review. And the replay showed that he was already up before he got touched. So I thought they were going to flip it. They were going to make it a fumble. The game was going to be over. And to everyone's surprise, I was on Twitter at the time awaiting the result, and everybody was saying that's a fumble game. And then the referee comes back into the field and says that the call stands. The player was touched down. That was crazy. That would have been a whole nother situation. I know all of Bills Mafia, if you're listening to this, I know you guys were going to go crazy. If you guys would have lost that game, if that call would have cost you the game, that would have, I don't even want to imagine the cry, the outcry after that game. Waiting so many years to get a playoff win, and it gets snatched away from you because of a replay review that doesn't go your way, that probably should have gone your way. But other than that, the Bills are very reliant on Josh Allen. Like I said, he had a monster game. He was their leading rusher. He was their leading thrower, obviously. And I think that the Bills better find a running game before they play the Ravens. They better be balanced. They better be able to sustain drives, because the Ravens are coming, man. The Ravens are hot. They're one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. Lamar Jackson got that monkey off his back, and they're coming. So this is going to be a very good game. But Allen and Diggs, they keep performing. They have Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs, another 100-yard game for Diggs. That connection just seems to get better and better as the season goes on. It's like fine wine. That Diggs trade just keeps looking better and better. Shout out to the Bills one more time for investing in their young quarterback and going out to get a wide receiver. And for the Colts, they got to look themselves in the mirror. And for all the praise I'm giving Josh Allen and Diggs and the Bills, the Colts had a chance to win this game. The Colts shot themselves in the foot. They had too many mistakes to win this game. If they would have played a clean game, I believe the Colts would have won. This was a really good matchup. It was a great matchup. I enjoyed this game. It kicked off the weekend for football, but some of the Colts' mistakes were going for it on 4th and goal. They didn't get anything. I didn't like the 3rd down call. I didn't like the 4th down call. The 3rd down call to run like a pitch. They have one of the best lines. Just give it to your running back. Use that massive O-line that you have to punch it into the end zone. I didn't like the toss, the crack toss. They had a lot of drop passes. Phillip Rivers had a pretty good game. He made no big mistakes. He looked good. He was making good throws. It looked like he had touch on his throws. He missed like a couple throws, but for the most part, he was on, and his receivers let him down. They had a lot of drop passes or key drop passes. Then they missed that field goal. The rookie, he's been pretty good throughout the whole season. Clanks it off the wood post, and it doesn't go in. They ended up losing by 3 points. Those 3 points would have sent it to overtime. Not getting points when you're down to go when you're 4th and goal, instead of getting the field goal, you go for it on 4th down. Those points left on the board. Also, Frank Reich challenged the fumble. That it was pretty evident that he was down by contact, so he cost him a timeout, and they needed that timeout on that last drive. They had no timeouts. The time was running out. That timeout could have been used at that moment. So too many mistakes for the Colts, and they were still in it. and Rivers kept slinging it, and I always thought the Bills were gonna run away with it when they got like a two touchdown lead. But to the Colts' credit, to Phillip Rivers' credit, they made it a game. They never gave up, and Rivers played good. As an ex-Charger fan, he was my quarterback for a while, and I know that a lot of those playoff losses that he had, a lot of those bad moments that he had, were not his fault. So I like Rivers as a quarterback, and if this is it, if this is his career, he had a great career. Shout out to Phillip Rivers. I really enjoyed your time in the NFL. And if it's not, if he runs it back one more year, then I think the Colts have a chance next year. If they go out and get a number one wide receiver, maybe Allen Robinson, and, keep building that offensive line, that defense should get better. They're very young. Then they'll have a chance next year. And for the Bills, you got the Ravens coming up. It's going to be a great game. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, MVP of last year, MVP candidate this year. It's going to be a great matchup. All these AFC wildcard matchups were good, but this divisional round should be even better. I'm very excited to see how far the Bills could go, how far the Ravens could go, and then who wins, who gets to face the Chiefs or the Browns. It's going to be great. Bills versus Colts. What a great way to start Super Wildcard Weekend.